Ventilation is the act of filling up our lungs with air and then breathing it out. Our diaphragm tightens and flattens, which allows for us to take air into our lungs. When breathing out or exhaling, our diaphragm and rib cage muscles contract, which causes for air to be let out of our lungs. To get the oxygen that our body needs to survive, air is inhaled through the mouth and the nose. As you can see in the model on the screen, there are many parts. The straw is the trachea, which is also known as the windpipe, which is a part of the airway system. The trachea are pipes which carry oxygen-rich air to the lungs. They also carry carbon dioxide out of the lungs because that is a waste product. The trachea has rings of cartilage in its walls, which keeps it open even when the air pressure inside is low or pressure in the surrounding tissue is high. The balloon is representative of the lungs, also known as the respiratory organs, because the lungs' main role is to bring in air from the atmosphere and pass oxygen into the bloodstream. And from there, it circulates to the whole rest of the body. The plastic bag at the bottom is representative of the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a major muscle of respiration, and upon inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, and the chest cavity enlarges. When exhaling, the diaphragm contracts. The water bottle is what encloses this whole model, which is representative of the chest cavity, as that is how it would look in a human body because the lung would be enclosed. So when exhaling, the volume contracts because the plastic bag is being pushed up or inward. There is less volume inside of the bottle for the same amount of gas particles, and also the air pressure inside of the bottle increases. This increased pressure causes for the air to be forced outside the balloon. When inhaling, the volume expands because the plastic bag is being pushed down or pulled out. Higher volume inside of the bottle for the same amount of gas particles, which causes for the air pressure inside of the bottle to decrease. This reduced pressure causes for the air from the outside to come in and fill up the balloon. So to talk about more about how the pressure changes, if particles of gas spread out to occupy a larger volume, the pressure of a gas becomes lower. If a gas is compressed to occupy a smaller volume, the pressure rises, and if a gas is free to move, it will always flow from regions of higher pressure to regions of lower pressure. During ventilation, muscle contractions cause the pressure inside the thorax to drop below atmospheric pressure, and air is drawn into the lungs from the atmosphere until the lung pressure rises to atmospheric pressure, which is also known as inspirations, and muscle contractions then cause pressure inside the thorax to rise above atmospheric. Air is forced out from the lungs to the atmosphere, which is expirations. The model is not truly representative of the lungs in action, however, which serves as a limitation because the human body is comprised of two lungs and the trachea splits into two bronchi. However, this model technically only represents one lung, so perhaps creating a bell jar would be a better representation of how we breathe, as there would be more space, unlike a water bottle, to display both lungs and be more accurate in representing the human body. And just to display the lung model and the water bottle live and to see how it works, here is a video of it in action. So you can see the changes that happen to the balloon as we discussed initially.